Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at it, right here in the high density orchard today. And what I'm doing is I'm tying those strings I've been talking about for a while to every tree all the way up to the top wire. So you guys stay tuned for today's video. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a step-by-step process what I'm doing here. So I am just tying a knot right here at the end, just like that. Then I'm gonna go up with Brownie, look straight down to the rootstock there, to the tree, and just do it like that right there. And that's then we're gonna come out, and then I come down all the way down to where I need to. Grab the fancy hand pruners here, chop it off, and I'm gonna come back later on and move this over a little some there, all the way down and all the way down, and just kind of come through and do that. So it goes pretty quick here, but this is not quick knots like that. Go up just like that. You know, on this one, I'm gonna have to go all the way down to the ground, just like that. Alrighty, so I went ahead and did a few of these early on whenever I wanted to see what's going on here. So the string is tied up there, strapped around this one. And as you can see here, we just got that fancy gun we have. And these hopefully will flower up in the spring. And if we do bear a crop on them, I'm not exactly sure if we are or not. Like this one right here is going to hopefully bud out and bloom. So this gives some support if we do bud out some leaves right here. And we could train the leader, this one straight all the way up to the top there. So it's just fast and easy. Just come through and tie these up there. And just get our fancy gun here. Just like this. Just kind of tie them up there like that. Alrighty, so like this one right here, as you guys can see here, is growing crickets. So just take this like this, and then just kind of do that back and forth. Then we'll come back in the spring as these grow and tie them nice and straight and forward, just like that. Alrighty, so I ran out of string and I gotta come find some more, but it's actually about 4 o'clock right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and beat that sawdust wood stove so it can burn nicely overnight. And we are actually making our last cider of from the 2019 season this afternoon when Adrian gets back from school, and then we will be done with apple cider. And we do have 8 bins left, 8 bins of apples left from last season, but you know, we gotta, you know, the cider sales have really gone down, and also, you know, we've been having a little bit of problem with storage and stuff since we're not selling as much. So we're just gonna go ahead and press the rest into apple cider vinegar and just be done and clear out the cooler and get it ready for 2020 season. And in a couple of weeks, our apple trees are gonna be coming in, the peach trees are coming in as well. And we went ahead and ordered 1,200 blueberry bushes for next spring. So those are all be coming, and we gotta keep them in cold storage. And a lot of times, you know, we learned this on our own, but you're not allowed to store apple trees or peach trees with apples because they release it's either ethylene or ethylene gas or something like that. And that gas that the apples release can kill the trees. And 3 years ago, whenever we planted our peach trees, no, 2 years ago, I guess we planted them in spring of 2018. Whenever we planted all of those peach trees, we kept them in the cooler with the apples, and about 25% of the trees we planted didn't bud out and didn't grow. And then we talked to the nursery where we got them from, and we told them exactly what we did. And they're like, yep, that's the problem. The apples, the gas the apple release, I think it's called ethylene gas. Ethylene, I mean, It doesn't matter. But anyways, you're not allowed to store apple trees or dormant apple trees with fruit. So I'm kind of excited to get the cooler cleaned out and all that good stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the tomatoes and how they've been growing and get that sawdust wood stove burning. Alrighty, so the sawdust wood stove is burning nicely here. Alright, go ahead and start the fire. As you guys can see here down there, fire is burning. This thing's getting real hot and warm, getting you ready. Oh man, that is, don't want to be touching that right now. So now let's go on tomatoes. So now on the tomatoes, if you guys can see here, they're growing nicely. Everything is going as planned. And these leaves right here, they're it's just regular chlorosis there. I think they're lacking a little bit of nitrogen, which I'm gonna go ahead and give them some before too long here. But you know, they're growing nicely here, and if you give them everything you need, they've grown ever since we've transplanted them. I'm gonna go ahead and water them for the first time here since we have transplanted them. So as you guys can see here, it's a beautiful day. You know, it's just whenever the sun's beating, we don't have to do anything too much here. But I gotta come through and lift up these posts here, so because as you guys can see here, they're gonna go ahead and start touching the top wire, the string here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the water hose and start watering them. So here we just have a fancy little, I mean, I don't know, you can buy it from Lowe's or Walmart or whatever. I just come through along here with the little sprinkle and just kind of go up top there. Just let it soak in there just like that for a while, and try not to damage the plants too much there. But I mean, if they do fall over, they'll pick themselves right back up, because that's how tomatoes are. And so it's just trying to do that a little bit, try to keep them watered nicely back and forth, get some of those Carolina Golds there watered, and just like that. Alright, so one thing to keep in mind whenever you do water tomatoes with this size, a lot of times we feel like we're hurting them because they're falling over and stuff, but that's kind of good for the tomato plants themselves. You know, it kind of gives them some more, it tells the plants to build up more root support so it can stand, you know, winds and stuff. So whenever we do transplant them out there, if you don't give them any kind of wind or any type of weather like that, they're not going to be as strong as if you just let them grow in here. So, you know, they might look a little bad here after you're done watering them, but once they dry up and they grow back nicely and they straighten up, then they look really nice and good to go. And that's the reason, you know, we plant a lot of extras, just because so we can get the tomato plants growing nicely. And the ones that don't do too good, we can just kind of pitch them and take some more care of them whenever the time comes. But generally, we start a lot extra just to have, you know, just something to play around with. And if some do die, it's all good and we don't have to stress about it. But like I mentioned, they're just kind of looking falling over but once they get going again, they'll be perfectly fine. And generally with tomatoes or any kind of vegetable crop, you want to give them at least an inch of rain a week, and that's more towards a productive stage. But for now, you know, I've had a few questions asked, when do I water my tomatoes? Well, just look at the soil, and whenever the soil is dry, then you just go ahead and water them. But make sure, you know, the soil underneath is not just too wet, because if it is too wet and too saturated, then the tomato plants will just drown out. But you know, I like to water, you know, once every 3 to 4 days, just to kind of keep them going. And in this greenhouse, you know, it gets really hot sometimes, and if it gets too hot, then you know the moisture dries up real fast. So it's just keep an eye on the tomatoes. You know, right now they're just babies, they don't really know what they're doing, and that's why we're here to, you know, kind of protect them, keep them over them, and it's just get them growing nicely. Alrighty, so that was just a quick tomato update. I mean, I'll keep you guys informed every week or every other week to see how the tomatoes are doing. But you know, we started on the high density apples, and that's what I'm gonna go ahead and work with and try to get that done before spring comes around. And we got these 100 Fuji trees on the other side of the orchard here that we tried in 2018. I got to go through and finish trellising those 100%. So it's just, we have a lot of small jobs on the farm, and you know, like tying the high density apple is the same repetitive process over and over again. You know, we got 900 trees to tie up, so you know, it's kind of hard to show you guys. And you know, whenever I'm editing, I'm like, man, this stuff is boring to watch. If I was a viewer, you know, I wouldn't want to watch it. So you know, I just trying to show, you know, bits and parts of it. But you know, whenever we have big projects like that on the farm, it takes a lot longer. So you know, back and forth with tomatoes and whatnot, I'll try to keep you guys tuned and posted all that good stuff. So, but anyways, this is gonna be pretty much it for today. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to smash that like button if you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to hit that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do post a video. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. You guys have a good day, and we will see you next time.